All right. Hopefully everyone can hear me, and hopefully this is working because I'm going through BeLive, and BeLive tends to be a little bit shoddy here. So if it doesn't work well, I might just have to go through my phone. Let me make sure I am live. Make sure you can hear me. I can hear myself. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Anyone is watching? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me? Well, I can hear myself. So let's see if anyone can hear me. Markeisha, can you hear me? You just joined. Can you hear me? It's a little fuzzy. I might actually just go live from my phone instead of my computer. My webcam won't work while doing all of this stuff. Can you hear me, Markeisha? Huh. Boom. Yeah. Great. Okay, so it's just going to be a little fuzzy because I didn't have a chance to put my webcam up. New webcam. Loud and clear. Got a new mic, that's why. So that's great. Okay, I'm not going to watch myself because that's actually quite awkward to watch myself. It is a little fuzzy, but let's see here. Wonder if I could put my webcam up here and see if that will work. Bear with me, guys. I got some new equipment and I'm just trying to figure it all out. So, you know what? Whatever. We'll just do this as this. Okay, so welcome everyone to 5 tips to creating your flourishing life in 2018. This is just based off of the Flourishing Life inventory guide that I've put together. And I actually wrote it out here. This is the circle for it. But basically, if you sign up for the inventory guide, I'll put the link here. It's just 8 different areas of your health and life that I believe we were meant to flourish and be healthy and thrive in, right? Because often we're making goals in this physical health area, right? But other areas of our health and life that truly matter are relational, financial, emotional, mental, vocational, and spiritual, right? So really what we want to do then is identify goals that can, oh, good morning, Jill. Good to see you. Good to see you. Make sure I'm here. It is a little fuzzy. I'm a little disappointed in myself. I should have put up my camera. But whatever. It's not about perfection, right? So basically what we want to try to do is identify the different areas of your health and life that you are satisfied in and the areas that you may not be as satisfied in. And so if you haven't yet, I'm going to put actually, I'm going to put the link so you can grab it on the screen. Madewell345.com /flourishing life inventory. You can grab it and go through it. But really what it is, it's a circle of life kind of developed from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition is where I got it from. And it had 12 different areas. And I just kind of took it to the 8 different areas that I kind of lead through in my business, right? And so after doing the guide, really what you do is you put a dot closer to the outer edge of the areas you feel most satisfied in and the dot closer to the inner edge if you feel dissatisfied. And what you'll start to see is kind of like squiggly. And that's okay. I'll show you what mine was for January. You can't really see, but look at that. It's not quite a circle, right? But I think it's just very clear to me what areas I feel satisfied in and what areas do I want to grow in. And it's funny because 3 years ago, physical health was actually the highest one, right? And I think that's totally okay. And starting next month, I'm actually going to be offering a few programs around that. Well, one main program. But it's funny now because I feel like I still have work to do there and still things like a goal that I realized is, hey, I want to run once a week. I used to run all the time, but now I just kind of do CrossFit, which is great, but I do enjoy running. So let me try to do that at least once a week. doing my own reset. Like I know Whole30, I know how to reset and detox, but I know I need to do it a couple times throughout the year just because it's so easy to get off track, right? It's so easy for us all to get off track. And so one of the lowest areas was actually, for me, when I did this exercise, was financial. But let me frame that in the sense I've done a lot of work with my financial mindset, money management, all that. And actually I've grown significantly than what I was at the beginning of the year, but I have room to grow, meaning I, run my business, but it was for a long time I was thinking of whatever my business makes is I pay my expenses and whatever leftovers for me. That's not how it should work. My business is meant to support me in my life and make a difference in the world. It's not meant to, all the money I make shouldn't go all the way just back into my business. Part of it should come to me. So it's just being really real about that and really real about the salary I want to make, what I want to take home, what I want to save personally to just go on trips, or, what I want to save business wise for a rainy day. And so that's kind of like one of my goals, but also for the new year, really looking at giving is a huge part of who I am and part of my faith and part of my life. And this year I've done really well at giving a certain percentage or giving consistently, but I want to give more above and beyond. So really identifying where do I want to give to, made well and personally, and how much, right? And is it just financial or is it time? All those different things. So starting to make goals there. So another area that after I did this exercise that I was really satisfied in was mental. And I think it's because I just really recognized the importance of growing personally in personal development. And one of the key ways of doing that is reading. And I've always loved reading, but up until this year, I kind of maybe only read a few books a year, which is fine. But as I was realizing that your mindset has the power to either plunge you away from success in any part of your life or towards, I realized that I needed to change my mindset, right? So I had to change my mindset in regards to food and stuff at one point. Now I got to change my mindset in regards to who I am, success in my business, the rest between balance and having fun and work, all these different things. So I started to read. And I'm probably ending at maybe 19 or 20 books for the year, which my husband read 60. Hey, I read 1/3, right? And that's triple the amount of what I read last year. So, but I have bigger goals this year because there's more things that I want to do and more things I want to learn about. And so really, I think, what was my goal? I think it's roughly 50 books next year. And I'm like, okay, how is that going to happen? Maybe that's technically 4 books a month. So I have to be very strategic about that, really short, long, big books, or very much like audiobooks, which are a new thing. So that's just a little bit about me. So some of my goals that I'm satisfied in, but I also want to grow more. And for example, is the mental. I want to keep reading, want to keep personally developing. I'm really satisfied with my growth so far, but I want to go more. And areas that I'm maybe not as satisfied in, maybe it's just, financial or even spiritual, just wanting to see that God made me for more and all of those things. So that's a little bit about me and kind of mine. And so from doing that circle, I created goals in those categories, those 7-8 categories here for the year. And then each month I'm going to break them down. So this is a little bit of a planner I've been working on, but let's just go to the 5 tips quickly so I can really get you all going there. And if you all are still on, so great to have you. Okay, so I sent an email on this last week. Where's my notes on this? Yeah, and I got to get the camera better, but it's all about grace, okay? That's one thing along this journey. If you really want to create a flourishing and healthy, thriving life for yourself, you need to be graceful with yourself, right? And that's a hard thing to learn. But it's not about perfection. It's about progress. And I know we all hear that all the time. So the first tip in creating your flourishing life is to really reflect. And that's the whole point of the Flourishing Life Inventory Guide, right? That's one tool. There's many different types of tools you can use to reflect on the year. You simply could just get a journal, go outside by the water, and write down how your year was. But I really think it's important you really start to analyze where you've made progress, where you're satisfied, where you're dissatisfied, where you want to grow in those 7 to 8 areas of your life. And again, it's physical, financial, relational, spiritual, mental, vocational, emotional. I think that's 7. Health, right? The guide has all of them and it kind of explains what. And then really, some goals you might have a lot, and some you're like, I don't really need to make any, and that's fine. But the key is to reflect and take an honest inventory. Because if you're not doing that, you're going to make goals for the new year and you won't stick to them because they're actually not a goal that you really want to make. It's something you think you should do. So what I really want to help you do right now is to create goals and intentions for the new year in line with how you want to feel, what you want to accomplish, and the areas you want to feel more satisfied in your life, right? And so definitely do the Flourishing Life Inventory Guide. Take as long as you need to just reflect on that, right? Take tomorrow, take Saturday, take Sunday, whatever you need. I'm actually going to do even more reflection on Saturday to prepare for the new year. And some people have been saying, what have you been doing? Like seriously planning? And I'm like, well, I just want January 1st to come around with having a clear plan of where I want to go and what I want to do. That's me. All right. So the first one is reflect. Second is to plan. And that goes, you can't actually plan without reflecting. You can, but it's just not effective, was what I'm saying. So once you identify the areas of your health and life you're not necessarily feeling as satisfied in, what we want to do then is to create goals to, 1, actually work on the areas that you're not feeling satisfied in, but 2, work on the areas you're feeling a little dissatisfied in. No, that's the same thing. Satisfied in. Keep growing, flourishing. So don't stop doing the things that you love. Keep doing it more, right? So what then we will do with that is create SMART goals. And what that is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. So all of us say, okay, so I want to lose weight in the new year. That's an intention you do, but the difference between a goal and an intention, really, the goal is a little bit, you're trying to attain something, because you can lose a pound and then you've lost weight, right? But what is it you really want to achieve from that? Maybe you're like, I actually want to feel good about my body and health again. All right. So what is that? Really? Okay. That's a goal. So what I tend to do is, why do I want to lose weight? Well, I feel better when my body's at this structure. I feel like that's when I feel better. I look better. So so maybe, and when do I want to attain that by? Okay, I want to attain that by March 2018, 3 months from now. I want to lose 5 pounds. Let's just say that. Okay, so that's my 3-month goal. All right, so what happens a month from now? Well, maybe I lose 2, right? And actually the best thing to do is, if you want to create plans for the whole year, is to make a year goal and then work backwards, 6 months, and then 3 months, and then 1 month. That's kind of what I do with my clients as well, right? It is, what are your goals for the whole year and how do we break them down? And then how do you make sure you're keeping on that goal, remembering your why for that goal, is to attach what we did in number 1, reflecting, attach to how do you want to feel? Why is that important? Because then you're able to start seeing that it's more than just a goal, and it's more than just about perfection. It's about actually getting to the point where you want to enjoy your life, and that is what that goal is about. And so you need to say why it's important, and then after the goal, I think a couple things there is to actually create the plan. You need to ask yourself, what steps do I need to take to get to that goal? What support do I need to reach that goal? Is it a program? Is it an accountability partner? Is it, a food journal app? Whatever it is, ask yourself what support you need. Because once you're able to say, okay, this is where I am, this is where I want to be, this is how I get there, who can help me get there, or what can help me get there, then you're able to have an actual plan. So say, for example, the goal, I want to lose 5 pounds in 3 months. Just say that. Okay, well, what's going to help me get there? Okay, well, actually making sure I'm eating, more fruits and veggies daily. So every meal I'm going to have fruits and veggies. Just say that. Okay, well, making sure I'm exercising 3 times a week. On which gym am I going to go to? Oh, making sure I have a coach to help me through. Whatever it is, what support do you need? And I invite you again, I'll share at the end, if you kind of want support from me, I have coaching programs all over in different areas, but particularly in physical health. I have the Whole30 program, essential oil combo coming up in January. And then I also have my free Facebook group. If you just need a place to kind of land for women, you can join that. Then there's other things I offer, is my podcast, all those things. So there's tons of different resources that I have, but I'm not saying, well, maybe I'm not the good fit. Maybe you need to go to someone else to get, right? So totally up to you. So first one is to reflect on where you are using the inventory tool. Second is to plan, create SMART goals and say why they're important and why they matter to you and what support do you need, how do you get there, sort of thing. The third thing is to actually take action, right? Because there is no point of any of this if you're not going to take action. And this is probably one of the hardest things for people, because it's not going to be perfect. It's not going to happen in a day, and it's hard. Discipline can sometimes be quite hard, right? And so I really want to encourage you to not do anything, but to take action. All right. So the next thing is, along with taking action is the support part again. What's going to help you take action? Accountability, coach, support, all those things. So reflect, plan, act. Fourth is celebrate. Celebrate every single win. If you lose half a pound, amen. If you read one book, how you're going to celebrate it. So in my planner, I'll talk about this planner a little bit after. It's really like a bullet journal. What I did is, there's this concept called one thing. What is the one thing I need to do today that makes everything easier and necessary? But then right next to it, I put, how am I going to celebrate when I do that one thing? Celebrate. Oh, it's over there. How are you going to celebrate the things you do? And I put it daily, because I need to do this daily, because it's a daily battle, not just a weekly battle. Actually, it's a secondly battle, right? And so what am I going to do to celebrate daily? So let's go back to one of my goals. One of my goals were, I want to achieve X, Y, and Z salary by X, Y, and Z date. Well, a couple of the ways I'm going to do that is to, all these different businesses I have. But what am I going to do when each step of the way? Because the date is like 6 months from now. Well, okay, how am I going to celebrate? Each time I track my finances and see where my money's going, I'm going to celebrate by reading. Whatever. Each time that I, get to serve one more woman through her health and life, and she pays me, I'm going to celebrate, because it's not always about it is about the end goal, but it's about the journey you take to get there. Losing weight. The fact that you exercised during the holidays, celebrate that, because it's just so easy not to, right? So how are you really going to celebrate yourself? Not just when you've achieved that goal, but along the way, because by doing that, by expressing gratitude to yourself in that way, you're going to reach that goal quicker, and it's going to be more sustainable. Because too many of us are making New Year's resolutions that don't stick, because we're often just trying to reach this massive goal without celebrating the little progresses we make along the way. All right. So the first is reflect, then plan, then act, and celebrate. And the fifth one is the most important. It's review/adjust. So each week, you can do it however you want, each day, each week, each month, each quarter. Look at your progress. Don't just wait to the end of 2018 now, and ask yourself, how have things been going? How are things going in line with your goals? So I actually recommend the inventory guide, doing it monthly, to see, okay, well, at the beginning of the month, I want to work in my physical health and spiritual health. So I'm going to create goals in there. At the end of the month, have I grown and been more satisfied in those areas? Well, yeah. So maybe I keep working on it. Maybe I move on to another one that I see that comes out, right? Or maybe each week. And so I've actually built into my little planner thing here, a weekly review thing. So a weekly plan. And then I have 3 things: plan, do, and review. What would have to happen this week for me to be happy with my progress? What changes do I need to make in order to get better results? Then what must I do? What should I do? What do I want to do? And review what worked well this week and what didn't. That's important, because if something is working well, keep doing it. If something isn't working well, stop it and try something else or tweak it. So the adjusting part is extremely important. Okay. And so that is really key. So the 5 tips: reflect and take inventory with the inventory guide. 2, plan, create SMART goals and why that goal is important to you. 3, take action. Whatever resources and support you need to take that action. 4th is celebrate each step along the way. Each step. Even the act of doing this inventory guide, celebrate it. And celebrate it whatever way that is going to be life-giving to you. 5th one is adjust. Review and adjust accordingly. And so what I've done is the beginning of last year, I took a course called Intro to Bullet Journaling with Christina Pineda of Art Nest. Her and I are actually going to co-lead it January 31 locally. But it was just basically, I have all these different areas of my life. I have, YCLA, I'm the coordinator for that now. I have doTERRA essential oils. I have Madewell coaching. I have InterVarsity on the board / volunteer for the ministry my husband leads. Then there's all these other personal things. And then I have new things that I'm doing in the new year. And how am I going to track all of that? Plus my personal life, right? And so I started the bullet journal. And what that is, it's not just bullet points. It's an analog system of really just putting down everything that you want to track, that you want in one place. And it takes a while to make, but it's not about perfection. It's about just putting it out. So when I did it, I don't think I even used a ruler. I used black pen. It was all over, but it did the job. And obviously, so this year during the break, I was like, I really want to do this in line with the Flourishing Life inventory. I want to create my own Flourishing Life planner. And so I planned it out. What areas of my life do I want to track? And you could do this with any planner, whatever, but I just wanted to kind of create my own. And so, I'm making sure to have my goals in there. I'm making sure to have the review part in there. I'm making sure to, reflect in each day and so forth, right? And so for me, these goals are important to me for my life, because I believe that I also was created to have a flourishing life, and that God wants us all to live abundant lives. And I believe you are too. So however you need to do that, if you just want to get a regular notebook, write down these 5 steps and go through it, do it, because it's worth it. And do it in the next 3 days, because New Year is going to come, and I don't want you to make goals out of an emotional reaction. I want you to make goals or resolutions or things you want to accomplish in this new year that are in line with your true heart and what you want your life to be like, right? So that's just a little mini training. I want to do a full one eventually, but I just wanted to kind of share what I've been doing, kind of working on my planner, how I've even used the inventory guide these last few days to kind of take stock where I am and where I want to grow. And so definitely go through the guide and then do those 5 steps on a piece of paper or something, right? Reflect on where you are, plan some SMART goals and why they're important, act, and what support you need to take action, celebrate, and adjust. And so I have different programs, one-on-one programs that kind of encompass all of these areas. I have, health coaching in the physical health. There's financial kind of mindset, money management, relationship with money coaching. There's business coaching and purpose coaching, and then life coaching. And then, of course, essential oils. So there's 6 different tiers of things I offer that you can get as specific as you want. But in January, what I'm actually going to be focusing on is cleansing and detoxing the natural, sustainable way, not just with not eating. I want you to eat. And so actually my whole 30 program, it's going to be done in a group and one-on-one. And I'll put the link here. And if you're interested, if you have questions, reach out to me, because it's my favorite program to lead around physical health, because we're not just going to look at nutrition. Nutrition is the foundation of it, because I believe it starts with food, but it doesn't end there. And we're gonna look at nutrition, exercise, stress, sleep, digestion, toxic load, and mindset and habits, and how when we look at all those 7 pillars of a healthy body together, we can start to really thrive. And you're not going to accomplish everything in the 6 weeks program, but I want you to practice one thing from each of those areas. So we're going to go through each of those. And so if you're looking for a way to cleanse and detox naturally by eating real foods, because even though it's an elimination diet, you're eating whole natural foods such as lean meats, good fats and protein, good fats such as avocado, nuts. You're eating good carbohydrates such as fruits and veggies, and you're trying to eliminate preservatives or sugars for the 30 days. It's just 30 days. And the whole point is you're supposed to reset and then reintroduce. You reintroduce and see what foods affect you and what foods don't. And then you'll have a plan of action and a customized way of eating for you. And so I'm super excited and the reason why I'm starting at physical health in the beginning of the year is because that's what I realize most of us make goals in. But I believe you cannot have a healthy, flourishing life in your business, in your spirit, in your emotions, in your relationships, if your body isn't taken care of. Because you have one body, and if it's tired all the time, if it's fatigued, if it's stressed out and pumping stress hormones in and through you, if, you have different health issues that could actually be remedied naturally, well, then you're not going to be able to have a flourishing or healthy life in every other area because your body, your physical health is going to hold you back. So when we care for our body and our physical health, then we can kind of like move forward and start caring for these other areas. So I'll put the link to the Whole30 and the link to the Flourishing Inventory Guide and the different coaching programs. But if you know that starting with your physical health in the new year is something you need to do, this is the program for you, right? And there's only going to be a limited amount of spots for one-on-one and group. And it starts officially January 22nd. And that's preparation week. We're going to prepare together, and then the actual reset will start January 29th for 30 days. And then we do a week of reintroduction together for the 6 weeks. Okay, so check that out. And thanks for joining me. Sorry for the fuzziness. I should have put on the new camera, but there's grace. Hope you all are well, and definitely reach out if you have any questions.